Now it's time to rock down with the Miggity Buck Bumble. Right about now it's time to rock down with the Miggity Buck Bumble. What you know about Buck Bumble? Alright, today's first lesson is don't be ashamed of your setup. Just because you don't have any fancy glass shelves or cool LED lights, it doesn't make your collection any worse than anyone else's. Don't be afraid to rep those broken figs, boy. Look at this old thing. I've had it for like 12, 15, 20 years. Hey everyone, Ryan here, or as recently everyone started calling me Zenny. Why do they call me hot? Because it's hot! Hot!
It was hot.
And why do they call me Zenny? Because it's a fictional currency from an old Capcom game, Mega Man Legends. I actually never intended to be called by my channel name, and it's cute. I like it, it oddly suits me. Welcome everyone to Collection Showoff Week here on my channel, where throughout this week I will be showing off my whole entire figure collection. Every 2 days I will release a video on a certain section of my collection, say that 5 times fast, like Nendoroids, Figmas, and scales, then ending on pre-orders. Starting today, Monday, and ending on Sunday. So I seriously started collecting Japanese anime and video game figures about 4 years ago now, and began this Fig Ultra vlog/review series over 2. So I thought it'd be fun to break down my whole assortment of figs and individually reminisce over my whole adventures on collecting these damn things. But after taking the time to break down your whole collection one by one, really puts in perspective how much work and effort it really takes to put into this hobby. And money. But the main reason I'm doing this video is to share some cool tips, tricks, hints, and overall life lessons I have learned along the way. And maybe a few PS2 cheat codes for Tony Hawk's Underground. I'll be giving my personal thoughts and experiences like ordering from various sites like AmiAmi or Otaku Mode. And just collecting advice in general that I think would be great to know whether you're a veteran collector or just a rookie. So sit back, relax, grab your Gibby notebook and a Giorno pen if you'd like to take notes, or just put this video on in the background while you browse Reddit or watch The Office or something. I know you're not watching my videos. Today, we will be looking at all of these Nendoroids. It's actually a good thumbnail. Ta-da! Oh, and at the end of the video, I'm going to do a little award show thing, like favorite Nendo in my collection, worst, best faceplate, etc. So stay tuned to the end for that. Here's our little bite-sized chibi boys. I would say these make up the largest portion of my collection, at a total count of 24 so far. Hopefully I got that right. I know some people aren't fans, but I like them because they're like zanier. You get faces and poses that you normally wouldn't see on a regular Figma or scale figures, especially. Plus they're just cute as hell. Oh, I'm definitely gonna need this. Kicking things off with the very first Nendo I ever got, Satsuki Kiryuin from Kill La Kill, which I picked up at Yumicon back in 2017, on a whim. I actually talked about her back in my top 10 figures video, but basically I had no idea what Nendoroids even were. She's my absolutely favorite female character from any anime. No, wait, actually, recently Kanamori from Keep Your Hands Off Aizuken might have beat her out a little bit. I don't see the resemblance. She's a total badass, and I love it. My first tip is buying from local stores or from conventions. Price tags for figs from local retailers will always be more expensive than buying online, so expect local shops to price them around 20% more than usual, normally. If the price seems too outrageous, don't be afraid to pass on it. The main reason I've picked up figures from local shops or cons is to support the business, or factor in the cost for shipping. Either buy the figure from a Japanese store online for less and pay more for shipping, or overpay locally and save on shipping. Speaking of buying local, here's Izuku Midoryia from My Hero Academia. I want to say Academia. Or should I say Bootleg Midoryia? Yep, he's a booty boy. But I knew that going in. This is the second figure I ever bought myself. I was at a local anime shop, which was notorious for selling bootleg merchandise at the time. Still is. But I still wasn't into figure collecting yet, so I didn't know much about Nendoroids. But I definitely knew this was a bootleg, especially since he was only $20. If the price is too good to be true, then it's broken or definitely a bootleg, every time. Seriously. If buying online, check first to see if the seller says it's used. If it's not, and it's a super low price, yes, it's absolutely a bootleg. And if it's coming from China. And try not to buy bootleg figures, people, it's just bad business. They're painted with cheap lead paint and are super fragile. fragile? I know you're tight on money and the FOMO is kicking in your door, but as I found out, I think saving up for a character you really care for will be way more worth it in the end. I think you can get more of an attachment on something you worked way more hard for. I actually do want to replace this Deku. If you are ever weary about whether or not the figure about the purchase is bootleg or not, the website/database www.myfigurecollection.net is a great place to go. And the best, you can actually look up the exact figure in question. The community on there does a pretty great job in staying up to date and reporting if there are any bootlegs on the market of a specific figure you're looking for. Sometimes they even provide comparison pictures on both the figures and their boxes. Look for the red warning text at the bottom. You can also go to the Nendoroids subreddit and ask away on there. Usually someone will try to assist you. We might as well go back to Kill la Kill while we're at it. Ryuko Matoi was my first used figure I ever bought. She was put out quite a while ago and was pretty tough to find at a reasonable price during the times I was looking for. But with a little patience, as soon as I seen her on MFC, you know I nabbed her. Recently, I love the Sukeban culture, which is basically an all-female gang or boss girls that can kick your ass. And I've been wishing forever that we'd get something of Ryuko in her Sukejan or Souvenir jacket, which is my favorite outfit of hers from the show. So you know I absolutely flipped my shit when I seen they announced a Nendo of her. I couldn't believe that they would release an alternate version of her after all these years. And speaking of odd releases, it was funny, during one of my photo vlogs, I was saying I wish they'd re-release the Fight Club version of Mako Mankanshoku because people were selling her for stupid, exorbitant amounts. And wouldn't you know, the Nendo gods answered my prayers. And a few months later, they had her up on Good Smile's website. And if you wait patiently like a good boy or girl, they may just re-release a figure that you had your heart set on that you missed the first time. Here's my boy. Next is Kamina from Gurren Lagann. Toppen Tengun, what's it? I always forget the first half of it. Still one of my faves. I know I'm weird, but I still like Kill la Kill better. But my real #1 favorite Nendoroid in my collection so far is the undefeated Rin Shima from Yuru Camp, or Laid Back Camp. The DX version came with so many great accessories. I love the outdoors and camping, so it just made sense to get this one. Oh, she was used in our UP vlog, and don't watch that one, I totally messed up the audio for my voiceover. But stay tuned because I do have a better UP vlog recorded, and it even features Rin too. This was actually a last minute purchase from Big Bad Toy Store. They were the only ones who had her at the time. It's funny, I actually found the show because of the Nendoroid, funny enough. I thought she was an original character when I seen her first. I didn't want to believe there was an anime about camping of all things. It almost seemed like preposterous to me that they could somehow make a show about tenting it up in the woods interesting. Boy, was I wrong. Now Yuru Camp is one of the greats. So if you guessed it, I had to get more of the girls. Chiaki Ogaki, my homegirl. She's my favorite, probably because we're both goofy goobers. Total Susuka energy. Atarashigaku gang, let's go! Of course, Ena Saitou, the most sane character of the bunch. She comes with her little dog, Chikwa, too. Ooh, this one came with a Good Smile bonus, which were a pair of reindeer antlers for the dog. If there's a Figma or Nendo that I really want, I will always visit Good Smile's official site first to see if they come with a bonus, which is usually an extra accessory or faceplate of some sort, but they do cost a little extra cash, though. I'm still missing Aoi and Nadeshiko, though, but you just wait a little longer, you might see them in a different form. Oh, I forgot this. There she is. We even got Fuji-san on there. Her little Fuji-san plush. Another absolute fave anime of mine, both Sakura Minamoto and Junko Konno from Zombieland Saga. Love me a good zombie flick, I'm a zombie fanatic. Still waiting on the rest of the girls' Good Smile. They do have big lavish wedding dress scales for Ai and Junko, but I'm gonna pass on those. Korin Kimono Hatsune Miku, my first Miku Nendo. She was a special release for a charity. I go into more detail about the charity event in my full review. I think everyone needs a kimono version of a character in the collection. Here's another special run from the Good Smile store. Oppai hoodie version of Saitama from One Punch Man. One of my weird collection niches is characters in regular clothing. So if there's someone I like in casual fashion, you can catch me in the pre-orders. So sometimes Good Smile will do limited runs on special or alternate versions of characters that you can only find via their website. And every time they sell out quickly. And sometimes their site will crash because too many people are flooding it. First, they do small batches to sell specifically at cons first, then they will go up on pre-order on their site later down the road. I recommend following them on Twitter or Instagram. They will always give a heads up on exclusives. You can even subscribe to their newsletters. And PS exclusives aren't always one-time runs. This Saitama has gone up, I believe, 2 times before. Oh, this one. Rena Ryugu from Higurashi When They Cry. We actually brought this up twice on Figuratively Speaking. I've never heard of this anime before, but this kawaii little killer had my attention, and I really wanted to get it. Psycho Girls with Knives. Add that to the Zenny checklist. First she's sour, then she's sweet. It's such a wacky contrast. I put her off and missed my shot the first time, but oddly enough she had a pop-up rerun recently. I didn't even know about it. Then one day, coming home from work, I noticed a weird box sitting on my porch with like a bunch of doodles on it. I see I see a picture of me in my cowboy hat and blazer that says Big Zenny on it with this sick ass money sign, but with the Z and the Y for the yen. We got Sussus Among Us with party hats on with the thick Among Us. We got Gamers Play All Night with a Crown Chan on there. What the hell is this? Oh, it's just a bunch of junk in here now. There was a bunch of fun contents in this birthday box, along with this Nendoroid. My good friend and fellow figure reviewer here on YouTube, Kingu, had bought me her because I kept talking about her.
You don't have to cut it with a knife. Just tear it open, bust it open, bro.
Yeah, I guess so. No, it's you got Higurashi. This is insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was.
Oh yeah, there's more stuff on the bottom. We got Mac tonight. So a big thanks again for the birthday present. She fits perfectly in my collection. So please, of course, go subscribe to Kingu and watch Figuratively Speaking if you haven't. There's a ton of good stuff on his channel too. Next, Pyrojack or Jack-O-Lantern from the Persona series. This was another local buy from my mom, my friend and I visited. It's featured in my 69th subscriber vlog. Ooh, gamers. Now I just need Jack Frost. Hee-oh. Hina Tsurugi from Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater. The anime wasn't that good. It tries way too hard to be Yudu Camp, but falls flat most of the time. I just love her funny faces. I'm not a big fisherman, but I've done it here and there. I just thought she'd be fun to use in my photography vlogs. I got her new from Big Bad Toy Store too. I do have a little horror story about them, but I'll explain that in my next video. I've done pre-ordering stuff from them. Let's just say that. But if you can't find a figure you want anywhere else, you can probably find it there. They have a pretty good and up-to-date selection of Japanese brands. That is if you're from the US. Since they ship from the States, shipping costs are cheaper. Speaking of US shipping, sorry EU and Asia, I don't have any advice for you. I'm sure you're used to it by now. But both Tokyo Otaku Mode and Good Smile Official are sellers from Japan, but they have US based warehouses. Which means if you pre-order or buy a figure brand new from them, they will ship your goods to their US warehouse first. Then it will get sent to your home from there. Basically, pre-ordering from a US dealer or Japanese dealer that has a US based warehouse, expect your order to take an extra 1 to 3 months to arrive to your house. You do save a little more on shipping cost going from straight US. If you ship from a strictly Japanese site, your order will arrive much sooner, as they will, regionally speaking, get their goods first. I personally have been ordering from Japanese sites, as their prices are usually cheaper, and my stuff arrives quicker. Even though I fell out of it a while ago, Overwatch is still one of my favorite team-based shooters. I had a lot of great times playing with friends. Bringing our TVs and consoles to each other's houses and splitting large pizzas was a highlight of our times playing this game together. We'd watch all the lore videos they would put out. This is the only game where I would watch videos explaining how to improve your playing skill. It didn't work, but I still had fun. I actually pretty much stopped playing as soon as Ash came out. But I loved her design, and of course that bad attitude of hers. And I have a thing for bleached white hair. Tracer was part of a 2-pack I bought off eBay, and May I bought off my friend Dan. We put her in the snow for our winter vlog. One of my favorite vlogs. I recommend giving it a peep if you haven't seen it yet. Perfect! Speaking of winter vlog, White Blood Cell from Cells at Work. I didn't really care for the anime, but I like the character designs and concepts. It really makes you feel like a terrible person on how badly you treat your own body, and you really notice how much work your internals do to keep you alive. I got him when we went to Galactic Toys. We looked them up and they were an official Good Smile dealer, so we didn't have to worry about buying any bootlegs. It's also a cool place to visit if you're ever in the Grand Rapids area in Michigan. They also sell their stuff online. They're pretty unknown, so you might be able to find something on there. You can't find it anywhere else that's trustworthy. Ah, Himiko Toga from My Hero as well. If you can't tell, I like them a little crazy. I got her from AmiAmi, which if you're watching this video, I hope you've heard of this site before. Probably the biggest and most popular place to buy your figures and figure accessories from. From being so popular, they do tend to sell out quicker, but for the most part, their prices are pretty fair. I use them as like a median for making purchasing decisions. Sometimes I can find another site that's a tad cheaper, or sometimes there are other sites that are way more expensive than them. Either way, I think they're one of the better, bigger figure dealers out there, but their point system is pretty lame. There she is, Miku Dayo, which is a mascot version of Hatsune Miku. She was used in one of my all-time favorite videos on the internet. I got her used from Ninoma, which is another Japanese figure dealer. Like AmiAmi, they have pre-orders, your regular stuff in stock, and they also sell used figures. They kind of remind me of Mandarake, where they have multiple stores they can pull figures from. Oh yeah, they also sell big Miku Dayo. Okay, hams, what time is it? It's Hamtaro time! I actually brought this up in my Southie review, but oddly, Hamtaro was one of the first anime I actually sat down and watched. It would come on during Toonami's early block after dinner, so I found myself able to catch it on TV more than often. Well, more so Pokemon was the first anime I watched, but I think its oversaturation of toys and cards kind of overwhelmed me out of the show early on, and I just became more interested in the games. I think Hamtaro was a little more straightforward and was easier to watch since it was just episodic. So I guess this Nendo's pretty special to me. Defo gotta rep your first anime, whether it's bad or good. Well, I guess technically Sailor Moon was the first anime I saw on TV, but my sister made fun of me saying it was a show for girls, so I never watched it after that. Oh, well, surprise, just as I was writing the script for this, my season 2, Nadeshiko came in. Or not came in, but is on its way. And so I'll just have to put up a replacement picture of her in here until I get her. I am one step closer to getting all the girls from Yudu Camp. What's there not to love about Nadeshiko? Another lesson is, hey, you never know. You might even get a season 2 of a character that you like. If the shows are popular enough, that is. I didn't get the good smile bonus because, well, spoiler, I might have got one in the upcoming video. Sometimes Nendoroids will come with incentives to collect other characters from the same series, aka you spend more money on their website. She comes with a little bush, so if you buy the scooter version of Rin, you can recreate a scene from the show. Same goes with Ena and Rin with her bear hair. Here we go, baby! Last up is, come on, motherfucker, come on! Come on, motherfucker, come on! Come on, motherfucker, come on! That's right, Thomas the Dank Engine, which I bought for the meme. Then forgot I had him in my closet for like 4 months. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to unbox him, but I am glad that I did, because I couldn't stop laughing at his stupid posable eyes. Around this time, as my Nendo collection was growing, I noticed some of my older ones were getting pushed to the back of the shelves and lost in the crowd. That's when I bought these little display razors for them. I got it off Amazon. I think I got the idea off Instagram, which is a great place for checking out other people's collections and setups, and finding new figs or like fun predicaments photographers put their Nendos in. I recommend using the hashtag Nendoroid or Good Smile Companies. Start following some figure collectors and more great pictures will come. Alright everybody, that wraps up my Nendo collection so far. It's time for the awards, baby! Biggest Psycho, it's a tie, Himiko and Rena. Best Shoes, Junko. Best Hair, Rin. Coolest Jacket, Mako. Best Glasses, Kamina. Most Angriest, Satsuki. Best Choo-Choo Train, Thomas. Bloodiest Nendo, White Blood Cell. Most Stoic, Saitama. Most Scared, Hina. Hungriest, Chiaki. Thanks everyone for stopping by and checking out my collection and joining me on my first day of Collection Showoff Week. I hope you learned some cool things, saw some cool figs, shared a couple of laughs, and don't worry, there will be more to come. I just didn't want to overload you on factoids and tips all in one video. So join me in my next video where I go over my Figmas/posables. Much love everybody, you all are the best. I will see you this Wednesday. Oh yeah, here's the Tony Hawk's Underground cheats that I promised. Whew. Now it's time to get back to listening to Bumble's theme.